Hello and welcome to some video. I don't really know what this is actually at this point. I suppose it's an announcement video. In another sense, it's an apology video. But I don't really think either need to happen at the same time. So it's almost kind of a redundant video. But I wanted to make this video nevertheless because I feel like some explanation was owed, at least as far as my personal kind of niggling at the back of my head, voice was saying to me, like, you should probably explain why there weren't any more horror videos in October 2020, because I kind of begun the month with this big video where I showed you all these horror Blu-rays that I had pulled downstairs, about 60 films worth, films that I'd like to watch during the Halloween season, and I think I did about 5 or 6, maybe, if that, and then there's a couple of other miscellaneous videos, I think, but, I really did want to do the 31, videos, 31 films for the month, but it just wasn't happening. It really wasn't happening. But I want to explain why that didn't happen, and why it didn't even happen at least halfway. Like 15 videos would have been nice to get to, or 16, I suppose, but it just didn't. And there's a couple more coming, so I'm going to post this video today, which will be the 30th of October. There'll be at least 2 more horror movie videos coming. I think I have them right here. Yes, we have Deep Rising. That'll be going up probably today as well, actually later on tonight. And then I'll be doing a video on John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness in 4K, and I might try and squeeze in Halloween in 4K by tomorrow. We'll see how it goes with that, but basically the whole thing got derailed by James fucking Cameron. I mean, what a prick. Like, this guy, if he didn't have a big enough ego to begin with, he just comes in, swoops down, and just cuts the legs out from underneath me in the month of October and just says, nope, you're not going to watch horror films, you're going to watch my films. I really had no choice in the matter. So how did the king of the world derail Horror Month 2020? Well, it's quite simple. I watched Titanic, and that was about all I needed to just get completely absorbed into Cameron world again. And so by that, I hereby announce that I'm going to be doing a new series. I know, just hear me out, honestly. I get it, it's me announcing a new series. I know how this goes. But this is more achievable to me, because I think there is legs in the series that I have the idea for. And it's something where I'm not going to commit myself to want to edit in pictures or clips and start ripping Blu-rays and all that sort of stuff. Just simple conversational, discussion videos based on and talking about the career of James Cameron in film. So it's going to be called something like Cameron, King of the World, something like that. A bit tongue-in-cheek, but kind of covering pretty much his entire filmography, which isn't that vast, which is kind of why it was appealing to me to get sucked into his filmography again. So I watched Titanic a few weeks ago with Connie. She was kind of saying to me, we should watch Titanic again. I was like, okay. I do like Titanic, but it's 3 hours long. That's like the whole movie watching night is taken up by that. So we watched it. And I just fell in love with it all over again. We did film a review for Titanic, which was an hour in length. But you won't be seeing that for probably a few months, even with this Cameron series coming up. So the video we filmed for Titanic is part of the Epic Film Challenge 2, 1,001 movies you must see before you die. And the way I'm structuring that right now is I'm filming a lot of episodes with Connie so that I can space them out, because she's not as involved in the series as she used to be, and so I would like to kind of have her appearances be semi-regular. So we filmed about 8 or 9 episodes at this point that I haven't even edited or posted yet, but they're kind of spaced out amongst the episodic chronology. Speaking of Connie, I think she just got off her break, and I thought she was going to come in, but she isn't, so I'll carry on with the video. Yes. Epic Film Challenge 2 videos. So the Titanic episode is like 290, and I think I'm still on like 265 in terms of like where they've been posted on the channel. So you won't see that for a very long time, but we filmed like an hour-long video on Titanic, and after that I was watching all the documentaries, listening to the audio commentaries, and I was like, I want to watch The Abyss again. So there was a whole thing with The Abyss for me, and then went and watched True Lies, and then I went and bought his first film, Piranha 2, The Spawning. So I have a lot to say about Cameron's films. One of my favorite directors. You know, when you have like a favorite director or an artist or an actor or whatever, some sort of person in the in the kind of entertainment media field who you're a big fan of, and then you just neglect them. You just leave them on the shelf for a few years. Maybe you've overwatched them, over listened to them, and then all of a sudden you think, yeah, maybe I can listen to that song again or watch that movie again, and then suddenly you're like, holy shit, what have I been missing? Let's just get back into this. And you get back into that kind of mindset again, that mind frame where you're just kind of absorbing all this stuff again and seeing new things in them. I love that about, personally for films, especially. I do find that with music, but with films, it's even more potent. It's that kind of like rediscovery of something that you had loved before. And I like that. I like leaving that for things that I love. I don't like to overwatch or overexpose myself to things that I love. Like my favorite films, I don't watch them over and over and over again. Some of them I do, but most of them I don't. So that when I return to them, it's like almost like a new experience, So with James Cameron, it was kind of like that. And I've been watching interviews by the hour, by the shed load, and so I've got a lot to say. And I'm going to do a number of videos on his films, so I think I'm going to try and cover all of his films. The tricky thing is I've already reviewed a lot of them. So Aliens, I've kind of done, I think, 2 dedicated reviews for. Me and Connie have talked about it in the 24-hour movie marathon, like at least twice. So it's kind of like, and at 3 times actually, we did watch and talk about Aliens in Marathon 8, which has not come out yet, but I'm going to cut that whole segment out of the marathon, which is a whole other story. So Aliens, I can't review that film again, but what I can do is talk about the making of the film and the book that I'm reading, which is The Making of Aliens, which is like opening my mind to all these like details I never had known before about one of my favorite films. So I'll probably do like The Making of Aliens little run of videos, just talking about the thoughts I have and going through that book and my thoughts on the behind-the-scenes details I'd never heard before. I find it really interesting for films I love to that degree, is just reading about all the different steps that it took to get that film made and so on. But then there's things like Piranha 2, which I'd never seen before. So I'll give you my first thoughts on that film, and also the behind the scenes on that film, and whether you can really consider it a James Cameron film. Then The Terminator. It's been long enough with The Terminator. I'll probably watch it again and do a review of it, I guess. But Terminator 2, I don't know if because again, we did a big review of that maybe a year or 2 ago, so it's a bit too fresh. I'm not sure about Terminator. The only thing I'm unsure about with the whole Cameron series is Terminator 2. I don't know what to do with that. But Aliens, I can talk about the making of. Terminator, I can rewatch. Piranha 2, I haven't seen before, so that'll be kind of a fun one to do. And then, of course, there's The Abyss. I have a lot to say about that film and revisiting that after a very long time. Same with True Lies. And then, of course, we have Titanic, which I'll do a video on Titanic because you're not going to see the review for a long time, and I'll do some sort of video for Titanic. And then Avatar, I would love to talk about. I'd love to do a video talking about just his career in general. There's just a lot to say for me personally. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then I hope you look forward to the series. Sorry about the horror videos. They just didn't. I had so much intention. I was really enjoying it. Like Candyman, like watching that was great. Village of the Damned. There were kind of a few nice moments there in the very, very short-lived horror season I did. But I give all the credit in the world to the guys who can keep up with it, who I think are much more into horror than I am. A lot of the YouTube channels out there who've done the 31 days of Halloween or October, whatever you want to call it. Even Daisuke, Daisuke with his schedule and the amount of videos he's pumping out on a daily basis, still managed to do 31, well, it looks like he's on track to, I think he just posted his 30th today, videos about horror films. I'll leave that in for free as always. So yeah, all the respect in the world to those guys. Jambo Shangra and the Randy Moles Movie Show, still my favorite channel name. They have been doing, I think they've done like alternating reviews. I haven't watched any of them, I'll be completely honest. I might make a playlist and kind of like just marathon through them while I'm doing something else, but it makes me happy to look on my feed and see that they're posting videos every day, and that's really cool. So yeah, anyway, I think for people who love horror and Halloween, they're really getting a lot out of it and enjoying and embracing the kind of horror season that is October. And I tried to do a little bit of that, and there's a couple of films that me and Connie still wanted to watch, but I kind of got sucked into Cameron world, even his documentaries like Ghost of the Abyss. So yeah, there was just so much that I just, sometimes you just get grabbed by something and you've got to follow it. And I followed it, and I've been thoroughly enjoying the journey so far. So yeah, look out for some. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it'll be very simple videos, so I can do them very easily and quickly, and it won't be something that I start and never finish because there's not many videos to really make, and I've pretty much watched a lot of it already. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the Cameron series. That'll probably be like a November thing. Will have to be now, I suppose, because we're almost in November by next week. And yeah, so that's it. Just a quick update. Quick update. It's me. 10 minutes long, but there you go. Nothing really more to say, but yeah. And again, look out for the horror videos. There will be a couple more before Sunday, I guess. Deep Rising will be a Conquering My Collection episode, and then I'll be doing a Prince of Darkness video. That's an interesting one where me and Connie did not really agree with our opinions on the film. And I did get the 4K of Halloween this week. I forgot I was going to cancel the pre-order, but it's such a... I have it here, actually. I can just show you very quickly. I'm not going to do a Blu-ray update video or anything, but I did get the very nice 4K Halloween Steelbook. This is just a gorgeous release. And it's strange because I don't love the film, and it's a film I'll talk about it in the video. But yeah, I'll do a video. I'll watch this after work tonight, or maybe I'll watch it after work on Halloween and post it on November 1st as the end of Horror Month, something like that. I don't know. And I didn't get around to doing a full review of The Third Day, that 12-hour live episode. Yeah, so I don't know. I had a lot of plans for Horror Month. It just didn't pan out, but that's okay. James Cameron, his work was just too looming over me. I was just like, I have to follow the Cameron, and so I did, and that's where my October has gone in terms of movie watching for the most part. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm just completely rambling on now. See, this is what happens when I film a video before I go to work, which is a completely alien, no pun intended, concept to me, is actually doing something productive before I leave for work. So I kind of feel a little bit on edge and antsy about making a video, and I don't even know how to wrap it up. So goodbye, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.